The sun will come out. Things are blah, 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 blah. But I don't know the words. I don't know the words. Kali Uchis, Isolation. Pretty interesting album here. I definitely like it. As always, let's just hop right in. Let's go to the first track. The first track, number one, is Body Language, a pretty catchy song, and I think it opens this and the next song, which is Miami. Miami. No, the next song, they give a very, I don't know, it kind of sets up the rest of the album. It definitely tells you what to expect. Body Language is going to give you a definite smooth feel. I think this entire album kind of thrives on the smoothness of the, I don't know, Kali Uchis' sound, which I'm going to be bringing up a lot because I definitely like it. Kali Uchis has... I like it. You know, it can lull you to sleep. Well, that's a good thing and a bad thing. I'll bring that up later, but it could definitely lull you to sleep. Yeah, it's just very calming and it's nice. But she's also bringing up some heavier issues, which is kind of cool too. But yeah, Body Language is... Yeah, it's a very catchy song. I like the open. It sets you up for the rest of the album. Good opening track. All right, moving on to track 2, Miami. Like I said, this is kind of the yin to the Body Language's yang. So in the last track, we had like some smooth, some jazzy feel to it. This one gives you more of the hip hop side of Cali. Miami. It's very, I don't know, I like it. It gives a nice groove. I love the line on it too. The bound one. He said he wanted me in his video like, or I wanted a job and I found one. He said he wanted me in his video like bound one. But why would I be Kim when I can be Kanye? I love that line. But you guys, well, you probably don't know, but I love Kanye. So Kanye is great. Yeah, it's very upbeat. I'd say one of the better songs possibly in this album. This album actually has some pretty good songs on it, so it's got some competition. Miami, and it's one of the only, I believe, no, I think it's one of the only rap. It has one of the only rap verses by BIA. That could be it. I don't know how to pronounce it. I've never heard of her before, but it was a pretty good verse. So yeah, I liked this one. Get you in the mood for the album. These two songs again coming together, the yin and yang. It's a very good structure for the album, and I think they complement each other. Track numero tres. Yeah, I don't speak Spanish. Well, Kelly does. It's actually kind of interesting. We'll come to that later, but yeah. Number 3, Just a Stranger. Just a Stranger is okay. It's not the best song on the album. We get again more an upbeat. I like Miami for the more of an upbeat feel in this album. But Just a Stranger, she wants my $100 bills. She don't want love. It has a nice sound to it. So not much to say about this one. Let me see if I did write anything. Yeah, catchy chorus. But yeah, I wrote down. I said it's not really something I'm excited to hear every time I wasn't something I was waiting for every time I listened through the album again. So, yeah, it's nice, but again, not the best on the album. I didn't really get it stuck in my head too much anyway, or either. Even though it has a very easy thing to get stuck in your head. She wants my $100 bills. She don't want love. So it's I don't know. It might have fallen a little short, but it's an okay song. Track 4, Flight 22. I like this one. It paints a very vivid picture in my mind. I don't know, like going to a tropical location with Yo Man. I don't know, it's a very peaceful song, but it's actually something she brings up more than one time on this album is this kind of peaceful feel with maybe an ominous undertone with the meaning of the song. I looked it up. I didn't understand like the Flight 22 meaning, but there was a Flight 22. If you want to look it up, just type in Flight 22. But it actually crashed, and she does talk about if we go down, we're going down together. Or maybe our luggage is too heavy, which is I thought that was a pretty creative line there. You know. But I don't know. It's very like let's just enjoy the ride. Think about the destination we may or may not get to, and I don't know. It's very nice. And she's like, well, yeah, if we go down, we go down. And I love the stewardess announcement at the beginning. I think that adds a lot to the feeling of the song and kind of the atmosphere of it all. So good job on this one, Callie. Nice one. Flight 22, I like it. Next one, Your Teeth in My Neck. This is one of maybe not the best in any one category, but I think overall this is a pretty good song. I like it. Got stuck in my head. Probably one of the songs that got stuck in my head the most with Your Teeth in My Neck. It's your teeth in my neck. So it's definitely got a catchy chorus going there. So I really like some of the topics she's bringing up in these. So as a creator, this resonates with me a lot. She's alluding to like vampires, like the bloodsuckers of the industry, you know, the people she's making money for, and she's writing all these songs and kind of pouring her creative spirit into these songs. But she's like, oh, it's your teeth in my neck. Am I just doing this for the money? Well, at least that's what I got from the song. I don't know if that's the actual meaning of the song, but that's certainly what I got from the song. She talks a lot, you know, your teeth in my neck, which alludes to a very vampire feel. And we also get kind of a lot of allusions to money. So that was, it seemed like a pretty obvious connection there, but maybe not. Very catchy. I like the meaning, and it does resonate with me. Maybe I'm a little biased that way because I do create for, maybe not a living right now, but I do create for hopefully a living one day. So yeah, it's an interesting dilemma that creators have to kind of, you know, balance, but it's also an interesting way of coming at the problem, at the issue, with saying like, it's your teeth in my neck. It's like the bloodsuckers of the industry. So yeah, it's a nice song. Tyrant, which is track number 6, I believe. Yeah, it is number 6. Tyrant is one of the first songs on the album where I was like, it was one of her first singles, actually, and I think it became one of her most popular songs after she dropped it. Well, I said it was one of her first singles. Obviously, if it's one of her first songs, it's going to be one of the most popular. But yeah, it's not a lot is going on here. I didn't love the song. Now, I did like, it's kind of catchy. At one point in the song, she goes, round and round we go, or all around we go. Your love is like a kaleidoscope. I don't know. I don't want to come down. So that's a little catchy right there. I did like that, but all in all, kind of falls flat. Georgia Smith? Oh, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know if I'm pronouncing any of these. I think it's Kali Uchis, but they say it like 3 different ways throughout the album. So I apologize if I'm saying the name wrong. Yeah, not the best song on the album, but not the worst. It is. It does have a catchy chorus to it. So. Track 7, You're Dead to Me, or just Dead to Me, I believe. Yeah, that's the name of the song. Dead to Me, really shocking title, but that's about all I can say. This album does fall a little short on a lot of, or not, maybe not a lot of the songs, but some of the songs certainly, they get a little on it. They're just, some of them are pretty boring. Well, especially in comparison to the better songs. I think the better songs just stand out a lot, and they're really good, but and they almost like put these lesser songs to shame. Dead to Me, not a lot happens. That is a problem, especially that comes up later on in this album. I think it's an okay song. It's got a nice bass to it, but I feel like she just doesn't take it far enough. She doesn't get to where she needs to be with the song, and I think she could have done more with it. But you know. Okay, this next song, track 8, has a Spanish title. It's all in Spanish, so I'm going to try to pronounce this correctly. Nuestro Planeta. Ooh, I probably had a really, really thick American accent there. This is a good song. Thumbs up on this one, Kelly. It's just really, really catchy here. I like, you know, in my Cardi B review, I said I didn't really like I Like It because part of it was in Spanish, but actually all of this song is in Spanish, and I don't know, it creates, I almost compared it to an instrumental track where the voices, instead of being voices that I can understand what they're saying and that they have lyrics tied to them, they were almost like these really pretty instruments in it instead, and it became a really catchy, maybe repeatable, because they are actually saying something, it's just in a language I can't understand. Like, I can repeat what they're saying, but I don't know. It's almost like a really good guitar solo throughout it. So it's one of the catchiest songs in the whole thing. I really, really like it. Yeah, I don't mind that it's all in Spanish. Actually, a beautiful language. It can be a very beautiful language, and I think they capitalized on that. So yes, 2 thumbs up with this one, Kelly. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs sideways. I don't know. I was kind of doing this, so 2 thumbs up, straight up. Although that feels kind of awkward. Whatever. Next track. Yeah, track number 9, In My Dreams. I like this one. And it reminds me of, what was it? Oh, Flight 22. That's the one it reminds me of. She has this kind of habit of, and it's a good habit, I think. She has this habit of creating songs that sound really happy, but actually have kind of a sinister, maybe ominous undertone to them. So this one's like, everything is just wonderful inside my dreams, inside my dreams. And it sounds very happy and lighthearted, but then she's like talking about her mom doing coke and like, oh, the boy of my dreams is in my dreams, but only in my dreams. And it's very like, oh, this child is actually, I think it is from the perspective of a child. This child is actually having quite a terrible life. Like, her mom's a coke addict, and I don't think her dad is around. She has very few verse lyrics in it, so it's very interpretive on what it actually means. But it does serve as kind of a, I don't know, it reminds me of Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People or Another Day by Paul McCartney. Just these very happy sounding songs, although Another Day is a little less so, but it's very nice. I like songs that do this. I really do. Gotta Get Up. I like what she did with this one. And this isn't an album sense. The song itself is it's short and she doesn't do a ton with it. But on an album sense, it actually makes a lot of songs with the In My Dreams. So in the last one, she says, in my dreams, everything's nice, everything's good. And then this one is like, I got to get up and get something real, So I really like I like when artists do that. They tie stuff in the album together, mostly because I listen to albums and it rewards me for listening to the album. Maybe not that, but there is, maybe not all that, but that is some of it. I think the other thing that's nice about it is there's an artistic decision that shows that she's caring about the album as a whole and not just individual songs. So Gotta Get Up, a really nice, and it does say interlude after that. So I don't know, she's tying stuff together in the album. It's pretty cool. That's the name of the song, Gotta Get Up -interlude. So yeah, I like that a lot. It was certainly not something. It's not something you hear too much. Being kind of meta in the album, you say your dreams and then Gotta Get Up right afterwards. So it certainly was an artistic decision that I enjoyed. So track 11, almost starting with Gotta Get Up, right? Gotta Get Up was a little boring. I liked the idea of having that after In My Dreams. There are 2 songs in the last 6 songs in this album that I like, but the rest aren't bad. I kind of compare them to one-story buildings that are built well. They're sturdy, but they're not dropping any jaws in my mind. They sound nice, but it's not like they're not super catchy. I feel like she didn't do a whole lot with them. I'll point the ones out that I like, and I do like Gotta Get Up. That's one of the last 6 that I enjoy because of what she did in the album, but the song itself is a little weak. So Tomorrow, a lot of these I can just hardly remember, right? So Tomorrow, just like, if I don't play it, I really won't know. Even after listening to this album, we're probably listening to Tomorrow maybe 6 times, I still can't really tell you what it sounds like a lot. Again, it's produced really well. Callie's voice sounds nice on it, but just forgettable. Track number 12, again, bit forgettable. I like the beat change-up, though. This song does have a beat change-up in it. I always like it when artists do that. Murder to Excellence, I love that. New Slaves. Well, any other Kanye songs that I can mention, my goodness. But yeah, I like it when artists do that, but other than the beat change-up, I probably would actually have to listen to that again, because usually when artists change up a beat, they change up like the meaning of a song, and there is like an artistic decision there. So maybe that's why I like the beat changes. I'll probably have to listen to that one again. I didn't think about that while listening to it. But Yeah, that was again falling a little short. The end of this album, especially, is just pretty iffy. Speaking of a song, ooh, got a nose itch, man, another nose itch. Thank you, nose, for being horrible. Speaking of well, not speaking of songs that are boring, After the Storm, this is the highlight of the album. Now, what is, again, I have to read the name, the Nuestro Planeta. That gives it a run for its money, but any time Tyler and Callie make a song together, well, at least I think they've probably only made two, unless Tyler's helped her produce some more of these, but anytime they make a song together, it is a hit. It is a smash. If you have not heard See You Again by Tyler, the Creator, featuring Kali Uchis, go listen to it, especially if you like this album. Oh my gosh, that is such a good song. The only problem I have with this song is with Tyler, and it's not really, I like Tyler's verse in this, but he has this thing recently where he sounds like a chainsaw. Like, what you mean? I don't know. Like, he just sounds like a cat having sex, but it's like an octave lower. It doesn't sound that bad. That's a pretty brutal description of it. But I don't know, he doesn't have the same sound he had in Wolf or earlier. It's a very Flower Boy sound, which I liked Flower Boy again, but it's not really something I love about this track. I think it could have been better, and it was kind of on Tyler that it did sound that weird. It's just weird. I think that's my complaint about it. It's a good thing this track is at the end of the album, because I would have tuned out. Right. This is the shining light in the storm of the final 6 songs in the album, because they do get a little boring there at the end. So After the Storm, 2 thumbs up once again. Kali Uchis, great. Keep making songs with Tyler. Seriously, anything you guys do together so far has been A-okay. Wait, I have to hold that at a really weird angle for you guys to see it, like in comparison to my body. Anyway, back to the album. Track 14, Feel Like a Fool. Now, and again, this storm of the end of the album, Feel Like a Fool is a bit of a light, right? I like... It's probably the catchiest of the songs at the end of the album, aside from After the Storm, of course. But other than that, I don't know. It's a love song. Well, it's kind of a breakup song, which kind of ties into the title, Isolation. Interesting title for this album, but I don't know what to make of it. I don't know. I don't know. She does talk about some sadder issues, maybe breaking up, so that might have something to do with it. But Feel Like a Fool, okay song, pretty catchy. It's a good thing, again, that this was at the end of the album, because I'd say it's a good thing, but honestly, it kind of contributes to it as well. This is not an amazing song, so let's get to the next track. Killer. This is the last song on the album, 15. I wanted her to do something with this. I really, really did. And we heard earlier in the album, I can't remember exactly what track it was, but she can go high, and it sounds good when she goes high. I wish she had done something. She does it one time, and that's what made me want it more. She goes, thinking about our children and how I'll never know them. She goes, like, know them. But it's like an octave higher than that, I believe. So it sounded really good when she did it, and she's, the song's name is Killer. She's like, she's mad, and you need to get mad. You need to do something. You need to elevate with this song and really, really hit it off. But it kind of just didn't happen, and I wanted it to so much. But yeah, I think that's all I wanted or wanted to say about that track. Now, getting onto the album as a whole, it was okay. It was not bad. I think I liked the sound. The sound from Kali Uchis, and I think most of her songs that I've heard so far, even outside of this album, they've had this very Amy Winehouse kind of Girl from Ipanema hip-hop fusion, right? So you fuse all those together, you get something like Kali Uchis, and it's very nice. I like the sound a lot. It's not something you hear too much from other people, and I'm really excited to hear what she can do in the future. Now, if she elevates her sound and kind of evolves it And I think if she boiled down, if she cut down 3 or 4 of the songs in this album, I think it would have been a lot better, but I was at the end of it, I was kind of just waiting for it to end. The first couple times I listened to it, I had trouble focusing on it. I'd get distracted by something else and kind of like tune out and say, oh, what's over here? And then I'd start listening, 4 songs later, and I'll be like, oh, okay, we're still listening to this. Yeah. So it's got its flaws for sure, but it certainly has its upsides as well. If I had to give it, again, I don't really like the 1 out of 10 or the 1 to 10 scale, but if I had to give it this, I would say about a 6. It's above average, which I would say 5. I think it's important to understand what a 6 means. So 5 is an average album. Anything below a 5, I would say like below average is a 4. Not very good is a 3. Pretty bad is a 2, and then like terrible is a 1. But like 5 average, 6 is above average. Certainly this isn't a bad album. Certainly this isn't a bad album, but I would not say it is like a 7, which is a pretty good album. Or an 8, which is a great album, or a really good album. A 9 would be a great album, and obviously a 10 would be like an amazing album. So I did think this was above average, what you're going to hear these days. I think her sound really propels her. Maybe the issues that she's getting into and kind of, Your Teeth in My Neck, Flight 22, After the Storm. Oh, by the way, I wanted to say, if you haven't heard After the Storm and you want to listen to it, because I do think it's the best one on this album, go watch the music video. It's a treasure. I love that music video. And I'm just thinking of like that scene where Tyler has his head poking out of the ground. Okay, you'll have to see it. But yeah, pretty good album. 6 out of 10. 1 thumb up. Not 2 thumbs up. 1 thumb up. Thanks, Caliuchis. Thank you for watching. If you liked what you saw, the best way to support the channel out is by sharing the video and subscribing. And go check out Outsource, because this is going to be posted on Outsource as well. And I love those guys at Outsource. Thank you, guys.